Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. My name is Lakeisha and I make these videos to help you become profitable traders. So today we are going to talk about US30. Now US30 is something that I haven't traded in quite a while, but I've been feeling a little FOMO, especially because I've been getting these alerts on my phone and have been seeing these different moves and things posted everywhere. So I want to get back into trading this particular market only if there's a good setup. And right now I want to go ahead and map out that setup to see where some potential moves could happen in the market this upcoming week. So let's go ahead and clear our charts. Okay, actually reset and then remove drawings. All right, cool. So as usual, I like to start on the weekly time frame, mainly because it's going to give us a more clear picture of what's happening inside of the market. All right, so let's go ahead and reset it. Okay, good. It was looking a little weird to me for a second. All right, so if we look at this past week, so the market just closed literally an hour and a half ago, maybe even a little bit less, but you can see that this really strong bullish candle has formed. And then if we look in the previous weeks, so this is actually when I should have been trading, but if we look at the previous weeks, we see that price was pushing up tremendously, then price came down, formed this really weak bearish candle, formed this really strong rejection to the downside, and then price pushed up, and you can see that the momentum is building. It started off really weak bearish, and then weak-ish bullish, and then stronger bullish, and now even stronger bullish. So I believe that price is heading up to this 39.95 area, almost close to 40,000 in order for it to potentially break, especially because this was the high in the market before, and this happened about a month and a half ago. So not all that long ago, but as you know, with any market, price is cyclical, and we want to make sure that we pay attention to what has happened in the past for potential moves in the future. So let's go ahead and look at the daily time frame. Okay, so here's some really nice price action here. We can see that price is, let me see, I'm seeing this pretty much this area right here where price has been rejecting quite a bit. And this area is around 37,700-ish zone. And then if we look to the left or look in the past, and we can see that this zone lines up price or perfectly, almost perfectly with this area right here where we see a lot of rejections. So when it comes to this area, I want to prioritize the price that has happened most recently. So let's go ahead and look at what is happening up here. So let me copy and paste. I'm going to draw a level here, and then I'm going to work my way in. So, and the reason why I want to mark off this level up above is because it's really close to that previous all-time high, and price looks like it's charging to that area. So I really want to make sure I understand what price is doing inside of that area. If it pushes beyond this level, then that means that there is a higher probability for price to continue to go up. And if price rejects this level, then that means that price could come back, maybe not for a full reversal, but price could potentially come back to a certain key level and then continue up. You just have to kind of think of different scenarios, and it may sound like rocket science. It's not, trust me. I work in aerospace, but it's really interesting just to mark off these levels. So let's go ahead and copy this level as well. And then I also want to mark off this resistance level right here, mainly because we're on a daily time frame. So any levels that we draw on this time frame are going to be really strong and really key levels. And this will really help us when we go down to those lower time frames and take our trades. So if we look left here, we can see there's a lot of choppiness here. And this was the main reason why I stayed out of US30 for quite a while, is because it was insanely choppy. I couldn't tell which direction the price or the market wanted to go. So I just stayed out and just focused on gold and focused on some other things. And that was definitely a profitable strategy for me. And as you build your confidence on these charts, that's why my Instagram handle is called Chart Confidence. Go ahead and follow me on that particular social media, and we will get you some information that's going to help you get on the path to be a better trader. In addition to YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already. So anyway, so going back to this, we see this really strong rejection level, a bunch of choppiness here. Want to avoid that. Nothing but clean candles here, meaning all bullish candles. That's exactly what we want to see. So let's go ahead and go down to the H4 time frame, so that way we can get a little bit more precise with our levels. So let's go ahead and, okay, so this is looking good. So, and I really like, I'm looking at this level right here. Let me highlight this so that way you can see exactly. But I really like this level here and the way that I've drawn it, because we can see that price tapped into this level, and then price came up and then it came right back down. So far I like it. If we go down to lower time frames, I may adjust it, but right now it's good, and that is drawn at 39,860 zone. So this one as well, I really like that. We're going to come back to this when I talk about my trading plan for this upcoming week. Right now, I like this level right here. This level is 37, 7, 19, 19, 20, 719, 720 area, mainly because I like it because there's a lot of consolidation in here, and there are a lot of touches on this particular price zone. So if I'm looking at this, I think I may want to make this little zone a little bit slimmer, maybe not on the H4 time frame, but when we go down to say H1. But this looks good so far. So let me scoot over in the back or towards recent or past price action, mixing up my words, and let's see what is happening. So right in here, we can see that there's a lot of consolidation, and it's interesting to see, we do see a lot of rejections here, so it lets me know that this is also a really strong price zone as well, because we have the opposite happening. We have, more recently, this is serving as a support. In the past, we see this as serving as a resistance. So I definitely want to see that. So let's go ahead and reset the view so we can see our candles. So I like this level, and I can't remember if I drew another level down there. No, I didn't. So I'm actually going to copy this level and draw another level in this zone, and we're going to refine it, don't worry. So 37,123. So that's the zone that this line is, mainly because we have all of this consolidation over here. We had those rejections that we talked about a minute ago, and then we also have the supports. So we have support here, rejection here, a bunch of rejections here. So that lets me know that this is a really strong price zone. The price likes to reject and push up, especially because we are in a bullish market. So far, that is looking good. And then let's go ahead and click on the H2 time frame, right click and reset the view, mainly because we want to see what is up here. Okay, I'm still liking this. I may zoom in on this level right here and adjust this just a little bit, make it slimmer. And then, actually I want to keep it about right there. Actually, I am going to switch that. I'm going to move it here. So you may be looking at this and be like, okay, there's a lot of consolidation here. Why'd you move your level? So initially I wanted price to touch the most pieces over here, but then I looked to this side and I noticed that a support was formed. So this support right here, actually it's kind of big, but right here we see that there is a strong bullish candle, we see a weakish bearish candle, and then we see a really strong bullish candle. So I want to make sure that I have this strong support, pretty much this area where this big move took off from, to be counted in my analysis. Because if price is forming a support here, and then we also see this next candle where there's a really strong rejection here, I want to be able to look at this area if price was to come back into this area again and see what price could potentially do. So that is my zone right there. So let's go ahead and go down to this level. And I may want to adjust this level a bit. Right now it's looking fine. We're on H2, so I am happy with that. And that level that I was talking about was this level right here, mainly looking at this area in here. So that looks fine. And then I did draw this extra zone over here. We already discussed why I did that, but right now this is still looking good. We still have these rejections here. almost perfectly lining up. So let's go down to H1 and then reset our view again. All right. So I gotta scoot this in quite a bit because I do want to see those candles that was at the very top around 39,000. Here we go. So right now, I do want to draw an additional level up here. And actually, I'm just going to use this because it's easier to draw instead of getting the rectangle tool and stretching it all the way over. I'm just using a horizontal ray. And I set these up in the past, so if you want to change your colors or whatever you want to do, go ahead and do that. But this is at 39,979. So essentially the height of the market. Like I said, I want to be able to know what price is going to do in that area. So that looks good to me. And then if I zoom in on this, actually I do want to make this level slimmer. Okay, and mainly due to these rejections right here and then this tap into that zone, these two taps, so that still looks good. And I'm having to readjust my zones quite a bit. Let's go to full screen mode. That helps a little bit. I do that sometimes when I'm doing my analysis. And then even though it looks small, it's still readable for me. I still want that support, so that's good. Right here, this looks good. So actually, let me exit because I do want to zoom in on this level. All right, so this level is still looking good to me. I'm not really concerned with this choppiness over here. And I think this analysis is pretty much done. Let me go ahead and just give it one final view before I do my trading breakdown for the week, or my trading plan for the week. All right, I just want to look left. Yeah, that looks pretty clean. So I was looking at these, I was swiped fast. I was looking at this area. It's basically the same as we talked about before. So, okay, so here's my trading plan for this upcoming week on this particular market. Let me zoom in and focus on the most recent price action so we can see clearly that we are in an uptrend. So I'm on this market, I'm only looking for buys. I know that there may be some opportunities for a counter trend trade, but when it comes to counter trend trades, those don't typically last that long, and it has the potential to reverse at any time. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this price a little bit more. We're still on the H1 time frame. And basically what I'm looking for is a support and a resistance because that's the bread and butter of my trading strategy. So let's go ahead and mark off some levels. So right now I'm seeing this level right here. I do see a fake out where we have a strong bullish candle with a bearish candle. That is a fake out. Once price breaks above a resistance level and then the next candle comes down back to where the candle essentially started, like this one, then that's a fake out. So this is looking good to me. I'm going to clone this rectangle, and then I'm also going to put my resistance or my support level about right here. Let me stretch that out just a little bit. And mainly because what I'm looking for is a strong close outside of one of these zones in order for me to take a trade. So I'm usually a breakout trader. Basically, I'm just waiting for a candle to close or break out and close, and then I'm taking a trade. But it's not 100%. There's still more that goes into that, but that's essentially what I do in addition to the support and resistance. So if we get that breakout to the top, or at least to the top side, then there's potential for price to come up to here. And then on the downside, I am seeing a couple of things. I'm seeing a support right here. So let me make that a little slim. Actually, I want to make this a little bit slimmer as well. And I think that one looks good. Okay, so what I'm seeing right here, say hypothetically, if for whatever reason I decide to take a counter trend trade, that counter trend trade would probably work out until about 39,200 zone, mainly because we have the support here, but then after that we have all clean candles, meaning that they're all bullish candles. So in the market, what comes up must come down, same thing in physics, and basically there's a potential for all bearish candles to be on this side for whatever reason. So say for instance, if I was looking to take another counter trend trade, actually, at this point, it probably wouldn't be all that much of a counter trend because we would have a shift in market movement. So price came up, support came up, consolidated here, and then broke. Once it breaks this, technically this is the break of structure at this point. So this is totally valid right there. So let's go ahead and move this right here. So another area I would look at would be this support level right here. So yeah, so now that I'm looking at this, it's actually pretty valid. But I'm mostly looking for buys anyway. So like the market has to really do something significant for me to switch my bias. So yeah, so anyway, this is looking good to me. So I want to go on the H4 time frame and look and see what is happening over here. So yeah, so this is clearly a really big move up. And then yeah, price could technically come back down to 38,500. Let me see. And then I'm looking, so I wanted to zoom out because I wanted to look left. And I wanted to see what levels price was rejecting at. And it's good to do this on higher time frames. At least that's what I do, just because you get a lot more confirmation than trying to look left and see what tiny candles are doing on an M5 or M15 time frame. Because it's not going to be high confirmation if you do that. At least that's been my experience. Okay. See what's right here. Oh yeah, this is a better fit right here, and it lines up perfectly. I want to do one more just to look really quick. I see this. I see support here and a rejection here. Okay, there's nothing happening over there. Okay, got it. So I'm not going to keep these lines. I just want to draw them just to kind of see what was happening left. But you can see like really nice cascades of price. So price come down, consolidate, come down, consolidate, come down. So really clean moves down if you're able to catch those moves. Now I pretty much trade a pre-New York time frame, mainly because I have to go to work. So I try to trade before I go to work. And usually on a market like gold or this market, price moves pretty fast. So I'm only trading for maybe 30 minutes, max, hour, max. So anyway, so it's all good. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see different types of content on this channel, go ahead and comment below, and I'll see you next time in the next video.